Welcome everybody to yet another edition of the Unprofessionals. As always, it's your boy Slim.
And it's definitely Caesar.
And because we've been pretty fluent and proficient with this green screen, we're coming to you live from Quicken Loans.
Quicken Loans, baby.
It could be Quicken Death Center. We're literally recording this right after Game 3. Now, there was no way. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, if you recall, an episode ago, I do remember saying that this series was going 5 games. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I do recall me saying that I was being nice.
Yes, this is very true. Very true.
By no means am I saying that this is an indictment on LeBron. Again, another near triple-double for him. Mind you, not the explosive type of fourth quarter that we've seen, but we know that LeBron is not necessarily the closer on this team. Kyrie goes for 39. For those watching, Kyrie and LeBron finished from the floor the exact same in the fourth quarter. I think they were both like 2 of 6. Kevin Love, baby.
Hey, he balled.
No, he did not.
Oh, he didn't ball tonight?
Kevin Love, 1 for 9 from the field.
And was that the whole game?
That's the whole game. But even he was not the worst person for the Cavaliers tonight. J.R. Smith balled.
J.R. Smith.
And y'all was looking for J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith said role players play better at home. J.R. Smith brought that fire, was shooting threes. I mean, he still wasn't really giving you nothing on defense, but at least he brought on the offensive end. But the sanitation department for San Antonio, they're looking for one Tristan Thompson because once again, he was absolutely basura. Bruh.
He was 3 total rebounds.
3 total rebounds, 0 points.
3 total rebounds.
He was absolutely atrocious.
Mind you, this man has a max contract.
Courtesy of LeBron. You just luxury tax for Tristan Thompson, who probably has a combined total of 11 rebounds all finals.
Okay, hold on. Let's wait. Now, if you recall, I said this series is going 7 ball games. Now, obviously, us as human beings, we all have a chance to be wrong in our lives. There was no way that you would have told me that it would be a 3-1 series. 3-0 series at any point. At any point, on any team's behalf, that it was going to be 3-0. Well, you was the only person.
I tried to tell you. I seen that writing on the wall.
It's almost unfathomable because okay. Now let's rewind. On paper, I said Golden State was better. I just need to see it play out.
Sure.
I wasn't nervous after the 2-0 start. It was 2-0 after last season.
Yes.
Point differentials were practically the same.
Right.
The same type of winning was going on. No biggie. I just said that, hey, Cleveland was going to come back in, refocus, get in front of that home crowd at Quicken Loans, and they were going to be able to do something.
Yeah, and they was ready to defend the land, for sure.
Yeah, and they came out, and you got the best game out of Kyrie.
Yes. He was amazing.
But this is the thing that I love about playoff basketball.
Mm-hmm.
The game is slowed down and possessions count.
True.
I'm a football guy. People say, football, the game is too slow. We like the up and down of basketball. So when basketball takes on some small traits from football and those possessions count, who you defending counts, who's in front of you counts, that's what I like about basketball playoff time, finals time.
True.
There were a few possessions in that fourth quarter where Cleveland could have made some better decisions on offense and defense that could have yielded them a victory in this pivotal. Okay.
We got to call it 20 seconds.
Okay, 20 seconds.
Cleveland's definitely not making any adjustments on defense.
No.
Their whole strategy in this series, probably since July the 4th, when we found out that Durant was going to Golden State, the whole mission was we just got to put up points.
Yeah. Yeah. And they didn't play defense all year. the biggest story of the summer was Durant going to Golden State. I don't know how, with a few minutes left in the game, you let him walk down the court and shoot a three-pointer in your eye to take the lead.
Well, because you had probably at that point 38 points, about 13 rebounds, and almost 9 assists. I mean, look, and y'all got to stop putting all this stuff on LeBron. I get it. Everybody wants to call him the GM. Everybody wants to say that LeBron stirs the pot. And I'm not going to take that away. I'm sure that he has, as any superstar would, as any franchise guy would, he's got access to the kitchen. Yeah. He can see the groceries. He can see the ingredients. He might be able to even bake a few dishes. What we're not going to do is act like LeBron ain't balling.
Yeah, no,
LeBron's been balling.
Straight balling.
He's been giving you energy all day long. And the one thing that I said was the one thing that you were going to miss from LeBron was that he was going to have to guard Kevin Durant. He wasn't going to be able to hide, wasn't going to be able to help defense. He was actually going to have to guard somebody. And if you want a guy to play, I think he played 44 minutes. Yeah. You want a guy to play 44 minutes offensively and defensively and not be tired against a superior elite team.
Yes.
You can't put this on LeBron. So when y'all see the footage and y'all think about the fact that this team just got swept and Golden State is gonna go on and be the first team to go 16-0 in the playoffs, like, just remember, this does not fall on the seat of LeBron.
And again, like we said, we'll say that we're gonna do that once the series is over. The first episode we're gonna talk about LeBron and his legacy and how it's affected, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna attempt to do that thing, and we're gonna compare him and Michael Jordan. But that's why I think I'm a little somber, man. Like, neither one of these horses was mine. I didn't have a horse in this race, but I wanted LeBron to win so that we could accelerate the Jordan argument. But I mean, at this point, there is just really not a whole lot. Like, coming back from 3-1, they gonna still be talking about that for a long time. But this right here.
So let's also deal with 3-1 thing, because I think that's also why you will see Golden State stomp them out completely in this next game.
It's some animosity there.
We talked about all the trash talking. We talked about the bravado during the season. We talked about how even going into the regular season, how they really, Cleveland really relished in the fact that they came back and they overtook and they won the championship. I'm looking for an absolute blowout in Game 4, and I'm expecting them to throw a party in the middle of Quicken Loan. It wouldn't shock me if afterwards you see a whole club, whatever they got in Cleveland, being bought out, and there's going to be some people partying with the Golden State Warriors in Cleveland.
Not Cleveland fans. I can just picture that. Thought you was down there partying with the Warriors. Man, it was open bar, Doc. They had open bar, man. Drake's floor. I had to go down there and get my spiel, man.
In fact, I'm also going to tell you that Chris Paul, Wade, and Carmelo will be in the building, and they will all go to the club with LeBron, because that's apparently what we do these days. When superstars lose, they go to the club, and when they ball out, they go to the club and hang out. It's a wrap.
Yeah, the only thing that looks better than 3-1 on paper, and ultimately that turned it into 4-3, is the 4-0. I'm talking about blank. Nobody, man, that's crazy.
And y'all say what y'all want about the basketball season. It's not fair and all this other kind of stuff. Look, I've been saying it for forever. Kevin Durant is a superstar role player. He's not a franchise guy. This is not the guy that's putting a team on his back. But you put him in the right environment, and what you have is a guy who's able to flourish in a system that complements his skill set. I'm not suggesting that Kevin Durant is now going to be a defensive stalwart. But y'all ain't finna act like Kevin Durant's defense has not greatly improved by a function of being able to play with other guys who know how to stick their man. He can come over and help. He used that 7'2" frame. He come down, he stroke. This guy, before he got hurt, was just as much in the MVP conversation as Westbrook and Durant.
Absolutely.
I mean, as Westbrook and Harden.
Mm-hmm.
If, for some reason, I can't even say it with straight face, he will be the MVP.
Yes. Finals MVP.
I'm with Jalen Rose on some level that, there probably should be co-MVPs because Steph, who was quiet tonight, Steph's been balling too. I mean, Steph Curry had 13 rebounds.
13. I saw that.
He led the team in rebounds.
13 rebounds. How do you get a quiet 13 rebounds?
To go along with 4 threes and 26 points. And 6 assists. I like dynasties. Roll, Golden State roll. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a shame for a lot of people, but you're finna enter into a new era. A lot of people wasn't able to get rings because of LeBron. Now, a lot of people ain't finna get rings because of this thunderstorm that's happening out in the Bay.
Cleveland, I don't know, man. LeBron.
Cleveland, this is for you.
LeBron, I don't know. Like, I looked at a graphic, and I think it's like, this is another reason why I'm somber, because you look at the near future for LeBron. How does he improve? Not he, because he's not the GM.
True.
But how does Cleveland get better? Obviously, they don't have all the right pieces. They still have a great foundation.
Sure.
But their starting 5, that salary alone of those 5 players is higher than like 14, 15, 16 teams in the league.
Yeah.
So then now when you start talking about salary cap implications, the attractiveness of going to the team, what the culture of the team becomes now, how does he get? They're not going to be able to get better through the draft.
No.
So you will talk about free agency. Where the money?
Well, the real question is, how much longer are we going to see LeBron in Cleveland?
There's been some rumblings about him not ending his career. When he went back, there was no way you would have told me that it was a possibility that he was going to ever leave Cleveland again. But in this new NBA,
I mean, but wait. So I've heard he's 32. He's not going to be able to sustain this level of play for too much longer. We're getting ready to enter into the twilight of LeBron's career. He's trying to transition. You've been hearing the comments. I want to own a team one day. That's the goal. He brought a championship to a city that had not had a professional winner since, 1950?
Right, something like that. Mm-hmm.
Has he done enough?
Well, this is the question. Okay, so, man.
He got a house in Brentwood.
I would hate to even say concede the series, but since we're going to concede the series, so as soon as this series is over, whether it's game 4, whether it's game 5, whatever, when this series is over, LeBron James is going to have to get his wine.
His red wine.
And he's going to have to ask himself a question. Am I going to continue to chase the ghost? And if he claims that he wants to continue to chase the ghost, that may require him to change ball clubs.
Well, I think that he said it best. The last time that he addressed the Jordan thing, he talked about how he wasn't so much trying to chase the accomplishments of Jordan, but the willpower that he saw, what he perceived from Michael Jordan, the way that he pushed himself. He said, when I got tired in the gym, I thought about Jordan. When I felt like I couldn't go to that next level, I thought about Jordan. He sounded like he was chasing work ethic. I'm just saying, because let's be honest, for you Jordan honks out there, like, ain't nobody ever gonna be 6 for 6.
No, I'm with you. I'm not that guy. I'm not a Jordan guy like that. But all I'm saying is that unfortunately, when they get to talking about number of rings, nobody's gonna pull out the meter or the barometer on willpower. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But some of that don't even matter too, because Michael Jordan ain't got the most rings in NBA history.
Well, I'm with you.
So it's like, we ain't even talking about, it's just a whole nother lore that nobody's ever going to be able to get with. Don't get me started on that.
We'll discuss that when there'll be a whole, I got that. So that I've heard even some comments made by people on television talking about that when and if LeBron lost his series, that basically you can't compare him to Jordan anymore because his winning percentage, even if he got to 6, was going to be terrible by the time. Right. But my thing is this. I do believe there's a lot of winning. There's a lot of good play. Yeah. There's a lot of willpower, as you just described it, left in one LeBron James. Sure. And he is still a franchise guy, unlike Durant, that when you put him on a team, he's a contender. I mean, that team becomes a contender.
LeBron, we have room in L.A. for you. You already got a house there. Come on. Magic's taking over the team. That's a way for you to get into ownership. Come on, man.
Hey, I know it's a far shot. I know it's a far shot, LeBron. I know it's a far shot. But you remember what happened when you went down to Miami with Dwayne Wade? There's another two-way player, all-around player that is awesome. And he played. Now, he may have some old-school braids, some old-school cornrows that go straight back. But that would be a great new tandem.
LeBron ain't coming to San Antonio, bro.
With Greg Popovich, he want them rings. Nah, I know that's. I'm just entertaining. I'm just entertaining.
Kevin Love, pack your bags, brother.
Think so?
It's a wrap.
No, the first person
he had the contract.
The first person that did be on something smoking is Tristan Thompson.
Well, no, that can't happen. Ain't nobody who's trading for Tristan Thompson. And after this series, like who's taking on that contract? Tristan Thompson need to be paying some money back. And look, we ain't talked about it because I don't know that we necessarily believe in curses.
Right. I was about to say that. And got the nerve to date her. Come on, man. Come on,
There's
man.
a reason they told you at the beginning of the year not to bring her around. I'm just saying, Tristan, like, I don't know.
But on a very serious note, if you look at the structure of the Golden State team, whether it was Cleveland or anybody else that could be in a position to possibly take them down, what is another team going to have to do structure-wise, and or what does Cleveland have to do? What specific changes do Cleveland have to make? What would be a roster move that they would make to be able to contend specifically with Golden State?
Well, it's obvious that you're gonna have to be able to add some scores, and you're gonna be able to switch everything.
Right.
That's what Golden State does. They switch everything, and they force the guy, the least likely guy with the open shot, to make it. But they switch everything. So, like, I like the idea of Paul George for Kevin Love. Because again, Paul George is in the same spot, kind of like Durant. He's not as good as Durant, but you put Paul George on the team where he can be your number 3.
But who's the 4th guy then?
What? Because you gotta find that guy because he ain't on the roster.
Because the advantage that Golden State has is that if I'm a coach and I'm trying to dial up defense against them, I'm saying to myself, I don't want them taking a shot before they make their 5th or 6th pass. Because maybe that extends the play and it maybe puts somebody in a position to have to take a shot or do something. But see, the problem is at any given time you have a plethora of people. You make the 8th pass and it's Klay Thompson getting the ball. That's a problem.
Yeah, they still looking for Harrison Barnes and he don't play on his team no more. I don't know. I don't know who that other person is. But you, I mean,
right?
Like there's only one Draymond Green, but you got to find somebody who is kind of that size that plays with that type of intensity that again allows you to do your version of the death lineup.
Right.
I mean, Andre Iguodala played 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, when you could play Durant, Curry, Thompson, Draymond, and Iguodala.
Yeah,
and we ain't even got to Livingston. Like we haven't got to all of those other parts.
To the real bench, right?
Like there's a lot going on there. It's gonna be tough for any team to try to put together a nucleus that's strong. I don't know.
This point came to my mind, and I want to say this, and I want to give some credit to Golden State because sometimes, of course, Durant and the team itself may catch a little flack. Well, y'all just added Durant. They won 73 games, and they added Durant. One thing I can respect about Golden State, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, all through the draft.
Yeah.
They drafted those players and groomed those players. So the core of it, and we signed all those players. So to be able to do that as an organization, that's something that definitely it puts you on the precipice to even entertain bringing somebody like a Durant to the team, and that's something that people, they give Durant flack about that, but they tend to forget sometimes this is about winning.
Yeah.
And it's about winning championships. Now, the flip side to that is I don't want to hear nothing about him being the greatest player on the planet just because he went to a team and he was able to press the easy button and you ain't got to,
Yeah, no.
But I will say this. I didn't believe 0.5% in Durant's defense. He showed me something in the finals.
Yeah,
he showed me something in the playoffs.
I didn't believe in his ability to come up clutch and winning time, but he showed tonight that he's got to, again, there's not that pressure. Like, he's really out there just playing basketball.
Right.
And that, for a guy that talented, when you are able to just go out there and play basketball, you don't have to worry about who is it going to be, me or Westbrook, or do I have to step up? He's really out there just playing. And that's scary.
Next question. Coming off of that. They're able to set this system up to where you got a guy like Durant and his caliber coming to a team and he's allowed to just play basketball.
Yeah.
Is this bad for the NBA?
Nah. At the end of the day, this is not football.
Right.
Like, people are entertained in the NBA by dunks, passes, and now the three-point shot. They want to see great teams do well. And if the basketball is pure, kind of like the Spurs, like people will talk about all the time, oh, Spurs so boring to watch. If you really enjoy basketball, you enjoy watching the Spurs. Not this hero ball stuff, but you enjoy watching the ball movement and all that. You can identify what's good basketball, what's not. They playing high-level, entertaining basketball.
And we've seen it before.
Yeah, it was Boston and
LA. That was all you saw.
You sprinkle in a couple seasons with the Rockets. You got the 76ers got sprinkled in a little bit. But for the most part, it was Magic and Bird.
Yeah.
And the NBA did just fine.
And that's where it kind of springboarded.
So, here we go. Everything is cyclical. Deal with it or turn it off. Because the league's making money hand over fist. Ain't nobody turn the TV off. Ain't nobody stop going to the arenas.
Right. So other than saying that Durant's going to be the MVP most likely, and there's a possibility of a co-MVP piece, is there anything else that we need to say about this? Oh, God, you like saying it that way. I'm glad I don't have a conscience or I'm not easily embarrassed because my prediction was just terrible.
I told you it was terrible when you said it out your mouth.
I'm going to go back and look at that episode and I'm going to say and be like, what? Not so much what was I thinking. I still stand by what I thought.
I don't know why.
Because you know what thing you called it conspiracy rhetoric or narrative or whatnot. You're right. And then when I thought about it after I went back and rewatched the episode the first time, I said, man, I kind of built that on the conspiracy. That's really not my style, anything like that. But the black hand was always evident. If somebody was to tell me this was gonna be a series free of the black hand under all circumstances, I would have been like, you know what? I probably would have said Golden State in 6.
Yeah, I can.
But but there's no way of repair. I still claim my Cleveland in 7. No, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm saying I'm claiming what I calm down. Come on, man. Come on. This wasn't even almost an episode. This was almost a eulogy. So I know what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's some sad people. It's going to be people mad. It's going to be some delusional Cleveland fans burning jerseys and doing all kind of crap.
No, they can't burn no jerseys.
You saying somebody ain't?
They can't burn no jerseys.
No, I'm not saying they justify it, but somebody's going to do it.
That
is crazy.
If you got a Cleveland fan that's out there burning jerseys after this loss, all I'm going to say is y'all have zero gratitude. You shoot yourself because that's just terrible.
Yeah, please don't do it. But I'm saying the way social media, it's gonna be some fool. It's gonna be the Cleveland Cavaliers crushed my dreams, and they're gonna throw the trash. They're gonna throw it in the trash can, set the trash can on fire, and we gonna sit back and be like, "This fool." That's what somebody's gonna do.
Just don't slander LeBron. That's all I'm saying. Don't slander LeBron.
Don't do it.
He showed up in every game.
Wait, save the slander for when he makes his second exit stage left.
Because that's coming.
Yeah. And you better hope Dan Gilbert don't say nothing.
You better hope he don't do it after this season and leave Dan Gilbert with Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving for another year until Kyrie decides, I'm not sticking around here in Cleveland to play with these knuckleheads. And J.R. Smith, because he got his money too.
Anything else to say about the series now?
No.
That
How you like it? Broom.
I would almost are we mad at Cleveland if they win the next game? Because I mean, you're gonna be wasting half-hour time. You gonna let them win on their home court?
They definitely won't win the next game. They came into the season not hungry. They had their opportunity to win tonight.
Yes.
And they lost that opportunity, still won.
That's a great point, not to beleaguer the topic, but you make a very good point. I did see that. We were watching the game, and the loose rebounds, loose balls, like you saw it, like Jefferson off the bench, got grimy. Kevin Love, before he tweaked up his leg or whatever, they was getting grimy, but there was still an overwhelming feeling of, well, we the defending champs, and it's no, Doc. But you've heard that from champions in all sports. It's hard to have that same hunger to come back and do it over and over again. LeBron just getting tarnished in the process.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I mean, it's still Cleveland. Cleveland is still Cleveland Cavaliers, bro. It's still Jordan hitting over Craig Elo. It's still Sean Kemp getting fat. It's still. It's still as much as I like this man, it's still Ricky Davis throwing the ball off his own goal to get a triple double on the rebound. It's still Cleveland. It's still Cleveland.
That's terrible.
I'm just saying.
How you gonna throw shots?
I'm just saying. It's still Cleveland.
Hey, well, football season is right around the corner, and you still got baseball season.
For the city of Cleveland, you just talk about the sports.
I'm just saying for the city of Cleveland. Most people ain't even watch sports out here in San Antonio. They waiting on Cowboys.
The Cleveland, bro. I don't know much about baseball. You gonna help me out? We about to transition into this season where all is baseball. We gonna have to talk baseball because that's all that's gonna be left. We gonna be pulling stuff out the air for real, but we gonna talk some baseball. I'm gonna learn some baseball. Y'all gonna learn baseball with me. So I don't know what the Cleveland Indians are looking like or whatever.
Yeah.
But when it comes in terms of the Cleveland Browns, they're so lucky. Their best player can't even get reinstated to the league. But we ain't even talking about football right now. We not even. And they up there talking about, Osweiler has been a great surprise. Who you traded for him?
Man,
and everybody else on your roster was trash.
Osweiler's about as useful as wet toilet paper. Anyway, live from Quick and Long.
So be on the lookout. Probably sometime here soon. I don't even know when the next game is. Is it Friday, Saturday?
Doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter really.
Most people won't tune in because they just automatically assume that it's over.
Be on the lookout. What we'll do is, I'm thinking some upcoming spots. We'll do the whole LeBron versus Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And first, we'll save that. I don't even want to comment. And then I wanna touch a little bit on this phenomenon of the way people want to boost up Kevin Durant. And I think we ought to do something like we do like top 5 players in the league.
Okay.
Currently, like just straight up top 5, not who had the best season, not MVP race, just top 5 players in the NBA, quote unquote, on the planet. And we'll do something like that. And but yeah, I mean, and yeah, well, I guess once it's official, we'll do something on the winning team.
Colin Kaepernick still blackballed.
And I ain't
shame on you, Seattle.
I ain't posted that yet, but when you post it, y'all get that comment. Y'all understand totally what we're talking about. Don't even worry about that. It's terrible.
That's worse
Austin Davis.
That's worse than Tristan Thompson.
Austin Davis.
Terrible.
And I don't think Austin Davis is trash, but Kaepernick, Austin Davis.
Who is Austin Davis?
This is just spawning off. I'm sorry. Then Pete Carroll with the what you call it, the damage control. He's still a starter in this league.
Man,
that's like saying we can't sign him because we don't want to treat him badly by keeping him on the bench.
I'm not even gonna knock you, Pete Carroll. I know that's an ownership thing.
Yeah,
it's the good old boy network out there. Don't worry about that. I'm not gonna knock you for that. But y'all wrong for that.
So maybe I'll post this and then I'll put the link to the video and post the other one so y'all can go right in that know what we talking about. But hey, from Quicken Loans, from the Quick and the Dead,
we're finna go have some red wine with LeBron.
Yeah,
and watch The Godfather.
And I don't drink wine. I don't know. we're gonna talk about. Hey, LeBron, I support you still, brother. It's all right.
I bet you that post game is sad.
Don't say nothing to me. He going to the podium?
Nah, he may go to the podium tonight. He ain't got nothing else to do.
Well, as always, live from Quick and Long.
Quick and Long.
As always, it's the unprofessionals. It's Slim
and Caesar.
And we'll catch you on the other side.